We've been on and off again and again. I don't know which way we're going.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Isabella's here with me. We are at Aldi right now. We are popping in to get some stuff for the stockpile. I'm going to be working on the stockpile, the emergency stockpile, all this month, as well as also doing a grocery challenge as well. So definitely come back on the channel and have a look at that. But we are focusing on the emergency stockpile. So how I pay for things for the emergency stockpile, it's usually just money we've got left over from groceries, spare money we've got left over from bills, extra savings, like just stuff like that. Wherever we've got money, we'll use it. And are you okay, honey? You're there? Yep, she's just eating. So that's how we sort of get those extra things without going too much into a grocery budget and stuff. That's kind of how I do it. So I'm working on the stockpile because especially over the last few weeks, months, all of that, when I've been sick or the kids have been sick and that we've been locked up in the house, we've gone through a lot of extra food and things and cleaning stuff, and especially when I've been sick, because Johnny will just dip into wherever he can find stuff, you know what I mean? So I need to refill things, but today's focus is actually the cleaning stuff, because when we've had influenza, we've had COVID, we've had those types of things, just any sort of sickness, we go through a lot of cleaning stuff. So like soaps, body washes, disinfectant, laundry stuff, we always go through a lot of laundry liquid and things like that because we're washing more often and things. And if you've watched my Costco grocery haul, you know that we actually purchased the big, I think it was like 100 of the little pods. I think it was Omo. I'm not sure if that's the brand, but we purchased that and that's been going great. So I hadn't been buying the Aldi laundry liquid, which we love, and it's super cheap, and that's what I've always loved. I do tend to pour more than what you're supposed to, so I thought doing the pods would be cheaper, and I would say it has been cheaper. However, we've just been to the doctor with Isabella today because she's got this rash that's popped up over the last few weeks, and it's been really bad, and I didn't know what it was from. And we're talking to the doctor. She said it's an allergic reaction to something. It's the only thing that's been different is that. So I need to go back to using the Aldi stuff, so I need some of that. I need to do a massive wash now. I need to wash all her bedding, all of her clothes, and try to get the other stuff sort of out of it because it's really bad. Like the itching's been super bad, hasn't it? Yeah. You okay? Yeah. So I'll be getting extra of that today. No one wants to see you chewing tiny teddies. So yeah, focusing on all sorts of cleaning products to do with that we've gone through that I just don't have, and I don't have stocked up in the house, and I want to have. Like, it's really important to, like, especially if I've been sick again, it's not like getting Johnny to run to supermarkets and can you buy this, can you buy that if we need it. Gloves is another thing, because I'm wearing gloves when I'm cleaning up after people throwing up and stuff like that. It's just, I'm just out of everything. So that's the first thing on my emergency stockpile that I'm actually going to refill up on, all that stuff, because I'm desperate for it. I'm pretty much out of absolutely everything. The only thing I haven't been out of is soap, because I grab soap from the Bella Joe store. That's the only thing. But the kids' soap I do need, their body wash thing, because it's like it's a 3-in-1. Like, I use it to wash Isabella's hair, we use it for everything. It's great, so I need some of that. Yeah, there's a lot to get, so I'm gonna go in, we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna show you guys what I ended up with for the stockpile. Aldi's done, and this is what I've ended up with from Aldi. So this is just my main things. My main things I use pretty much every day. It's kind of an ongoing, use a lot more often sort of thing. The other things I use are obviously like, I do have a spray for the bathroom sometimes I use on the glass, but I don't use it that often, so that's fine. And also the White King gel bleach I use on grout, on the tiles, and within the sink plugs and stuff like that. But again, it's not something I use so often that I'm going to run out of. So I just got the stuff that I need. The only other thing I need is shampoo and conditioner that I use from Woolworths or Coles. They don't sell it at Aldi, so I've got to get that for me pretty much. But I didn't want to go there right now because I was just need to get home and do dinner and stuff. So this is all I've got. So this is a good start. This is a good start for me. All right, so I've gone with the Aldi laundry liquid. This has come back down in price. I paid $1.49 for each of these. It had gone up to $2, remember, like a little while ago with the price rising and stuff. So I'm so happy that's come back down. Now, I haven't been buying this because we got that big pack from Costco, but because Isabella's had a reaction to it, I need to revert back to this because she's had a terrible reaction to it. We think that's what it is. It's because it's the only thing that's changed in the last few weeks, and she's just had this allergic reaction and she's itchy and it's just not good. So going back to good old Aldi laundry liquid. So I've got 6 here at the moment. I'll probably actually use 1 or 2 because I've got to wash all of her clothes in her wardrobe, and both the bottom and the top bunk, all the bed, like all the bedding, so sheets, pillowcases, doona covers, everything. So I'm going to use a lot. So I'll probably use 2 of those, and 4 of them will go back into the stockpiling. I probably won't even use 2, but I'll use more than 1. I'm sure of it, doing all of that washing. So we'll do that, and then white vinegar, I got this. So obviously I use white vinegar for other things to do with cooking, but I use a lot of it for cleaning. I actually put this into my spray bottle. This is my cleaning bottle that I use for mostly everything, like benches, sinks, fridges, like, you know, everything. I use it because it's like this mixture is non-harmful, like the stuff that I've got in it. So, you know, compared to your normal multi-purpose cleaners, I guess you could say. So majority of it up to about, or probably up to about here, is vinegar, and then I put the rest with water plus a couple of little bits, like drops of what is it called, dishwashing liquid in there too. I just swirl it up and just use it. That's all I use. That with a microfiber cloth I use to clean most things. Like, it's just a very eco-friendly, non-chemical way of doing things, and I like it. But obviously I have to use bleaches and stuff like that where I need to, like with toilets and stuff like that. I really use it. But if it's just an everyday multi-purpose, I use this. So I do go through quite a bit of this, but it's good to have on hand. Plus of course I'll use it for salad dressings and cooking, you know, stuff like that as well. But so I got 3 of those. Now these are really cheap at Aldi, $1.29 each, so super cheap. This one here is, now they've got different, what do you call it, like scents in these. They've got a lavender one, they've got this one, and they've got a brownish one, I think. I can't remember what that scent is. Maybe it's a lemon or something, but I prefer this one, really like it. It's just, I mean, this on here is just a new thing they've put on since COVID hit. I'm sure most hospital grade disinfectants would do the same thing, obviously, but I just like the Aldi one because I like the smell of it, and it's just nice to have. And sometimes I'll just pour this into the toilet too and just have it and flush it just for something fresh also, so it's good to have. But I'll use this kind of to wash out like sick buckets and stuff like that, or if I have to clean up, throw up. I'll use it in like baths to give them a bit of a once over every now and then, bottoms of showers, stuff like that. I'll use it for that. So I just have 2 because I actually already have one in the cupboard. That was $2.29, so that's a really great price. You get 2 of the Tandle Ultra dishwashing liquids. Now it tends to last a fair while in my house, except for when we've had COVID and stuff and I'm constantly hand washing stuff because I want it washed and out, sort of, you know, from when I've like grabbed Johnny's dishes when he was in the bedroom with COVID and stuff like that. So I use it. I use the dishwasher, but I do use this still as well. Now this one's a good one because you don't need a lot. I do prefer the palm olive antibacterial one, but I only get it when it's on special. So I've got the Aldi one today. Now this is, what is it, 900 mils. There you go, you can sort of see, woo, antibacterial, the lemon fragrance one. This is only $2.99, so that's amazing. That's really good. So I got 2 of those. I do have one already that's open in the cupboard. I got 3 of the kids 3-in-1 shampoo, conditioner and body wash. So the kids mostly use this. They use it in the shower. We'll put it into a bath for bubbling and stuff. Joseph definitely uses this to wash his hair, and Isabella most of the time will use this, and sometimes then we'll use my shampoo and conditioner, but mostly at this point in her life we'll just use this, and it's perfectly fine. It's very good. So, and we don't wash her hair every day either, so it tends to last not too bad, except for when Isabella gets it and wants to make potions in the shower. So I try to keep it up away from her, and then I control how much she has when we need it. So this is a great one. You can get different smells in this as well, but this is our favorite, the berry fizz. So it's really good. It's mild and gentle. Really like it. Kids don't have a reaction to it, so we love it. So I got 3 of those. This has gone up. It's $2.99 now. I used to pay around $2.50, so it has gone up a little bit. And then we have hand washing liquid. Now this is not, I don't use this just in a normal pump bottle for the hand washing, you know, in the bathroom and the kitchen, stuff like that. I actually use this and do something you guys told me about. This is $2.85. Now, if you are filling those bottles up where it's just a normal pump, you'll get 4 refills, basically, of a standard size pump. So it's pretty good, especially for that price. I do what one of you guys told me, because I was actually buying the refill liquid for the foaming pump bottles, which in that case, you get one this size, but it only fills, I think, 2 bottles roughly, it says, for about the same price. But with this lasts so much longer. So what you actually do is you put a little bit of this, not too much, like you don't fill the bottle halfway or anything. It's just a little bit, you mix it with water, swirl it around, put a little bit more water in there, a little bit more of this if you need to. You kind of got to play with the amounts of each. There's never an answer. I don't know the perfect answer. But what you do is you just swirl it around and make up your own liquid, and then you pump the thing and you'll test it and it'll come out foaming. It's amazing. So this actually lasts a fair while. Like, it's really good, but we did go through a ton of it while everyone's been sick. So, because we're always making sure we're washing hands and doing things more than usual. Do you know what I mean? So it's a great solution. So I got the grapefruit twist. There's different scents, of course. This one's an antibacterial, so I like it, and this is from Aldi as well. So I grabbed 2 of those. Last on my list is dishwashing gloves. I wear these for cleaning. I wear these for doing dishes because I use really hot water in the sink. If I'm doing any sort of hand washing, I'll use them. They're always good to have on hand, especially if you've got a kid that's just thrown up and you grab the dishwashing gloves because you've ran out of your spare ones. You use these. I don't want to use them back in the dishes again. So it's good to have backups, and I don't have any backups at the moment. I always get the large size, you can see there, because the small and medium is just tight on my hands. I prefer to have them so I can get them on and off very quickly and easily. So they're a bit big for me, but I don't care. Like, I like it that way. So I got 3 packs, and they're pretty good from Aldi. It takes a while to get a hole in them and stuff, so I actually really like them. And these are only $1.89 each, so they're great. Like, I love them. So if you're after some gloves that'll last you a while, and you want them for multiple things, especially if you have multiple cleaning areas, these are great to have. I always have a set in the laundry, and one in the bathroom that I'm using to clean those areas initially, and then one, obviously, like I said, in the kitchen. But I like to have backups for when the other ones, you know, something happens and I need to change them, they're always there. So it's really, really good. So happy with those things. That's all I got to make a start on my cleaning supplies in my emergency stockpile. So it's not a huge amount, but like I said, it's just the essentials that I feel I really, really need and I don't have. So I just wanted to make sure I have plenty and have some backup. And yeah, it's just there accessible. So I am, like I said, working on my emergency stockpile. So important to have one for various reasons, but obviously over the last couple of years, and if you've watching the channel, you know I mentioned this many a times, we have used it. We have used it quite a few times now in the last few years. We did it through when Johnny was changing jobs and we didn't have income for like 6 weeks or something. It was a pretty big amount of time. So we used that and we had it. We didn't go without food or anything like that. Like, we had, you know, good backup, which is good. We've used it in lockdowns when and even this is still happening now. So with price rises and things, people are buying extra stuff. They are, when they can afford it, they're buying extra things and stuff. So things tend to go out of stock a lot in the supermarkets at the moment, especially where I live. The other thing is just supplies in general aren't available. So there's low things. So you might need to dip into your stockpile for certain things, like toilet paper, for instance, if you can't get it or whatever. So we've used it for that. We've definitely, like, obviously back with when COVID really hit and we went into lockdowns and everyone bought so much stuff, we had the emergency stockpile, so we didn't need to do that, and we had backup at certain times, which was good. So that was good. There were times obviously at the start when I wasn't prepared for this and what was going to happen, that then I was like, oh my gosh, we can't get things. It was basic things that the kids, you know, ate, like mince and sausages and chicken, you know, stuff we actually eat. They're not going to eat steak and stuff. They don't like that kind of stuff. So it was very difficult and I learnt my lesson very quickly. So we've used it for that. We've actually used it at other times where there's not an emergency as such, but there's been like, we've gone away on holiday for a few weeks and we've come back and, you know, you're not short on cash, but you've used a lot of cash in that time. It's nice not to have to come back and spend hundreds of dollars on groceries. So I've had stockpile to back us up on that, which is really good. We do that quite often. And I've always had usually a bit of a stockpile going. This is before COVID. I always had a stockpile going for when it got to the end of the year and we went into summer holidays, because the kids are home for like 8 weeks and we just go through so much food, so much more food, especially when you have people over and stuff like that. So it was always good to have a lot of things as well as backup. So I used it for that. What else? Just I don't know, when we've gotten sick and we couldn't leave the house and stuff, like it just made life a little bit easier for sure. Especially if I've been sick, like I said, like Johnny's just been able to go and get stuff without freaking out about having to go to the supermarket and trying to find things, because he doesn't really know where things are because he doesn't do groceries and stuff. So it's kind of, you know, it's good. I don't have to generally be on video call for him, trying to direct him and telling him which ones to get and stuff like that of things, you know. So it's just a lot less stressful, so it's nice to have. So, but if there was a time where, I don't know, if we were in a flood zone, or, you know, look at the floods now in New South Wales and what's happened, you know, stuff like that. If people had food and things like that that they could easily access, like, you know, there would have been in the areas, not being able to get in and out, not being able to get food supplies to places. You know, if you've got stuff and got things in containers and stuff like that, maybe that could have helped as well. We've had times in Victoria where the same thing has happened, what, about a year ago, I think, on the other side of Melbourne. It happened, what is it, is that Gippsland maybe, is that the area, or Mornington Peninsula perhaps. Some of my VIPs actually lived over there, and they lost power for days, and they couldn't get supplies. They didn't have water. Water's a really important thing to have. People really go against actually having, me having bottled water and stuff, and I know many of you actually do have bottled water and stuff, but you don't like to say and things because people attack you. But super important to have water. Like, there's been times where people, during that time, I know some of my VIP members, there was no water for nearly a week. So luckily they had backup and they had water to drink, you know, stuff like that. So it's important to have that stuff, even if people are against you and things. I think times have changed, definitely. It's good to have. And like I said, like Johnny changed jobs at a time, and he had another job to go to and stuff, but there was a time period where we had no income, so it was really good. But there were so many people that lost their jobs, couldn't get on Centrelink fast enough, all of that. They went weeks without income, couldn't get food, like it was just a mess. So if they'd had something like this, maybe it would have made life a little bit less stressful and easier for them. So you never know what's going to happen. You never know if you'll lose a job, or Johnny could have an accident and lose his job now. You know, we've at least got food to get us through until we could sort out things financially if we had to and stuff like that. So it's good to have. And it's also good to have, I guess, if you have friends or family and something happens to them and you want to help them, you can give them some things, and you don't have to think, oh, where am I going to get an extra couple of $100s to help them out? Maybe you could grab stuff out of your stockpile and give it to them and help them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a good thing to have. So if you want to see, I've done videos before, and I do have like a set of printables which VIP members you get for free. So have a look on the VIP lounge, not in the lounge, on the shop, on the This Moment Home website. You can have a look, but there is a video linked below on how to slowly start a stockpile. If you don't have hundreds of dollars to just go out and buy a whole heap of stuff at once, start one slowly now. Like, just start one. Hopefully you don't need to use it anytime soon, but you have a look at that video, have a look at the printables, and start doing something similar to get you going, and it will be a big help, I'm sure. Anyway, I've got many more videos coming up this month to do with my emergency stockpile, where I'm actually just going to show you me stocking things back up and slowly doing that. And it is going to coincide obviously with my grocery challenge that I'm going to be doing, where I'm reducing my grocery budget a lot, just trying to give you guys some ideas for anyone that might not have as much money as what we have. Not that we have a lot, but I'm on a pretty strict budget. But if you've got a really strict budget, and or you need to lower your spending with groceries, maybe you'll get some ideas from it. So those videos are happening, and while that's happening and I'm saving money there, I'm actually obviously building up my stockpile a bit, so it's good. So if you want to join along and have a look at all of that, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Check out the rest of the channel, check out the grocery haul and meal planning playlist. Super important, it's listed below, has all these types of videos on it, so have a look at that, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Bye.
Push me, then you pull me back in. Don't know if I can decipher how your mind works. Yeah, you leave me wondering what it's like to feel your skin. I will keep on trying till you give me a sign. Give me a sign.